Hey boys, welcome back to the channel where we have some genuinely really exciting info, not necessarily for the upcoming Rugby League game, but it does tie into that. So basically, obviously, well, for people that maybe don't know, most people probably do, but Big End Studios is also making the AFL games. They've already made have they only made one AFL game, AFL 23? I think that was that the only game they've made? I'm not too sure. They might have made another one before that. I can't remember, but regardless, they have now got the AFL license, so they'll be making AFL games. Obviously, we know about the cricket games, and as we know recently, they are now back onto the Rugby League side of things, which in turn, and I've thought about this as well, obviously AFL and Rugby League are very different sports, very different games, but it does a lot of the aspects of the AFL game, and also to an extent the cricket games, can have like ongoing effects for the experience of the other games, including career modes and what they do with those stats and you know, some gameplay aspects as well, I'm sure, but there's a lot that they can carry on to other games. So an exciting little thing here, Radman, the legend, he's been around for forever, absolute legend of the community, but he linked me in a tweet here from the official AFL Twitter, which is also, I will say, off-rip as well. I love the fact that it seems like these sporting brands, sporting heads, whatever, are finally starting to wake up and realize that the gaming market is like such a huge incentive, and to like, if they can get the games out there and help support the games, then that's massive for the sport. So the official AFL handle here tweets out something to do with the new AFL 26 coming, which is coming May 8th, which is in a couple of days' time. I'll probably pick up AFL 26 because I'll be keen to see how it plays. It'll be a good, again, a little indication of the upcoming Rugby League game, but basically take control of your club with career mode. AFL 26 is coming to you on May 8 with brand new features and gameplay mode. So they have a few screenshots here. Let us get into the screenshots of career modes. Something to do with career mode. So as you can see, a couple of tabs. You got training, which is exciting, and the next screenshot is more to do with the training. But development they've got on here. So coaching influence spent. So 0 out of 400 remaining. So you obviously accrue coaching influence and you spend those points in various stat ranges. So as you can see, there is 5, I guess, broad big stats. So physical, offense, kicking, handwork, and defense. Relating that to like Rugby League, I would imagine physical, kicking would definitely be there, defense, and then I don't know what would you have for Rugby League? I don't know, but I'd imagine there'd be a similar thing for the Rugby League thing, like 5 separate, or maybe 4, maybe 5. We'll see. But then in each main category, then you've got your individual stat points where you can individually increase, which is not necessarily anything that new to the sport. It'll be interesting, or to the games. It'll be interesting that they're saying the career mode. I wonder if this is like your player career mode, or if this is included in the actual like career mode where you're the coach and you control a whole team. Can you individually increase certain players' stats through a career mode? I think that would be great, because you don't in previous Rugby League games you haven't had that option. Obviously your player career mode, where you select one individual player, then you do have the luxury of going in and increasing their stats as they you get money in that your contract and you increase it that way. But it'd be cool if you actually, when you control the whole team, if you can go in and increase certain players to your liking. That would be cool. And obviously, like, a lot of the individual stats is more AFL oriented, but we'll see further on that. But then when we go over here, we got training. So training is something that I'm very glad that they have brought back. I don't really know why they it left previous games. Now, I do want to say as well before we continue, I'm not confirming that all this stuff is going to be in the rugby league game as well. Just putting that out there. There's every chance that maybe this doesn't make its way over to it, but I will be honest, I would be a little surprised if a lot of what we see here in the AFL sort of career modes and everything like that doesn't make its way into the rugby league game. It'd be a little strange. So I do want to say, I wouldn't go into it with 100% certainty, but I'd be pretty confident. But exciting stuff here with the training. So as you can see, you can go through pretty much every day, morning and afternoon. Obviously, they're training days, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday's obviously their game day. So Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, match day, and then Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, default role. You can. I'm assuming they're all going to be called default or role default, and then you can switch these accordingly if you want to train more physical, offense, kicking, handwork, defense, recovery, rest, so on and so forth, which is great. Again, it'll be interesting to see how this works in terms of, so you obviously get coaching influence. You can individually increase stats like this. I wonder how this in turn, I guess, makes its way. Because if you do training for these, does this just give like a boost over time to these like physical? So you do more physical training. Does that just give like a overall boost to physical for like the week, or does it continue to accrue over a season and beyond? Like I don't imagine, it's not like individual. It'd be like a whole category of physical for the training. It'll be interesting to see how that sort of works, like with the training, how that increases stats. But I think that's great. Like I mean, does a lot of this stuff, it doesn't like change. The gameplay is the most important thing. Let's not kid ourselves. But if the gameplay is fun and it's good, we want a more in-depth career mode. I mean, it keeps you coming back and actually makes you want to play through a career mode for season after season. Because a lot of times, like especially Rugby League Live 4, there's really not that much to do with career mode. Like you can sign players and this and that, and obviously like win comps and that sort of thing. But there's no real progression necessarily to career mode. There's no real in-depth like player progression. So again, I wonder if this is, because it looks like they're doing this for an individual player. I wonder if you can do this like, again, back to my point originally, if this is just for your career mode player, or if you have control of the whole team, if you can go in and pick like every player you want, like you could go really in depth and take every player you want and change their defaults for their training sessions, or is it like a default for the whole team? Not the whole team. It'd be interesting to see. I do hope you can do this sort of thing in the actual career mode, not just like your player career mode. Hopefully there is that in-depthness to it as well. So I'm excited. Like this game is coming out in like a couple of days, so I'll be able to actually play it and see what it's like. But obviously training, that's a thing that just adds a bit more depth to the career mode. Moving on, we then have a few sort of in-house type selections here. So up top we got coaching, list management, fitness medical, and marketing promotion. So coaching, I don't know. I don't know, it could be like you can recruit certain coaches. You can recruit like kicking coaches. You can recruit different defense coaches. You can increase that and help with your progression, maybe. List management, that's obviously pretty self-explanatory. I'm guessing you can go in and like that's where you look at your list, and maybe you can also make signings and renew contracts, this and that. Fitness medical, I'm guessing just shows injuries. Hopefully, it'd be cool if there was, again, more in depth with injuries, where in previous rugby league games, it was pretty much when your fatigue ran out on the game, like during a game, you would like very often get injured if you kept playing, right? It'd be cool though if like in this, you could look at certain players, and if they've had like a, you know, I don't know, they've had heaps of minutes in the last few rounds, their training's been pretty intense, like they have a bit more of a potential risk of an injury, and you obviously have to manage that for certain players. Like they get to a point where they have like a meter or something, or it just shows players that are on the verge of injury or fatigue or whatever. That would be cool. I hope there's a bit more about it than just like a player just randomly gets a fucking injury. But yeah, bit of a tricky one. And then marketing promotion. So this is where it gets a bit interesting and a bit exciting as well. Again, not to do with like gameplay and stuff like that, but a lot more sort of career orientated sort of depth, and just more stuff to do with the career mode. So marketing promotion, up top we got here, corporate sponsorship team, social media team, and membership team. So obviously 1 star out of 5 for each of these. You can obviously increase these, and it shows here. So level 1 costs 200,000, level 2 225, 250, 275, 300. And as you increase these, so for corporate sponsorship team, your corporate sponsorship team provide bonuses to the monetary rewards obtained through objectives. So obviously, as you play, there's objectives, and you get an increase in your monetary rewards, which will be interesting what you use the money for. Because obviously, I guess you got here as well, soft cap spent 7.65 or 7.675 mil out of 7.675 mil. So I wonder, the money, obviously, like there's a salary cap. So the salary cap is going to be fixed, but then the extra monetary rewards, does that go into like upgrading stadiums and stuff like that? That would be pretty neat. But obviously more in depth with like, yeah, all this stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff here, honestly. And then if we move on, even more. So we've got here membership and merchandising. So membership, you've got a bunch of different options. So three game membership, home game membership, reserved seat membership, premium, digital, and AFLW membership. So all different tiers of like what like supporters can spend money on for membership. Merchandise, so memorabilia, apparel, and trinkets and accessories. And then community, match day activations, family days, open training sessions, and community outreach programs. The one they've got highlighted here, so 3-game membership, so costs $100. As you can see, a slider, so it looks like the default, they've got them on default, $100 for 3-game membership. You can increase or decrease the cost of that. The most affordable and flexible option, this level of membership allows fans general admission to 3 AFL home game matches of their choice. As you would expect, decreasing prices will bring in more members even if your team is performing poorly. Increasing prices will decrease fan satisfaction, which may have long-term consequences to membership numbers and revenue, but will make more profit in the short term if your team is doing well. So, pretty obvious. Yeah, if your team's doing well, you might want to increase the price. I mean, it's, I don't know. I'm hoping there's a little bit more to it. Like, what is sort of the I hope there's a reason to sort of balance this, right? I'm curious to see like, what is the real reason to balance it, right? Because it seems like, yeah, if you're doing poorly, you just lower the prices so you get more numbers. And then if you're doing well, you increase them slightly. People are happy. If they start getting a little shitty, you lower it a bit. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, like, what is the real reason to make the money. Like, as you can see here, available funds, 1.5 mil. We don't know what the funds are for yet. I'm hoping there's some good stuff. Like, can you improve the stadiums and stuff? Maybe it is more just like training. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but obviously you can change all of these on the fly, which is, again, it's more in-depth stuff to career mode that I think is warranted. Like, it's good. And you obviously you don't have to go in and muck around with this if you don't want to. You could leave it on the default forever, but if you wanted to have a bit more of a managerial experience with career mode, then you can go in and do all this. It'll be interesting, like, again, memorabilia, apparel, but then also like the community stuff, like open training sessions. Will there be like cutscenes for that during the career mode? That'd be cool. Like, just another neat little thing. So yeah, some very exciting stuff here. Obviously, like I said, this is the new AFL 26 game. Don't get it twisted. It's not when I was seeing the rugby league game, but again, I'd be very shocked if we didn't see at least like the elements of this. It might look a little different. Obviously the wording will be different, but very similar into the rugby league game. So good signs going forward. I really would like a more in-depth career mode. You got training back. You got just like all this managerial stuff. I hope the money is like actually important though. Like I do hope there is like reasons to do it rather than just being there for the sake of it. I hope there is like an actual reason to spend the money, and it's not just like, okay, you've got money, but what do you do with it? Because obviously there's a set salary cap, so there needs to be a reason to have the money. But other than that, there's not too much else to say. I've been rambling on for a while. It's exciting, so I appreciate Radman for tweeting me on this. I probably would have missed it, but yeah, I'll probably pick up the new AFL 26 to give it a crack and see what it's like. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.